Okay, it is 11:23 p.m. and I'm here to call it off. Overall, I am going to be down on the day. I believe $4 and 51 cents. I had two trades with CLRO and neither of them worked out, but it did eventually do some kind of a turnaround, but this wasn't too nice. I think the main thing to go over with this one is that it had a really big red flag of having a previous run up, as you can see not too long ago, and it had more volume than it did this day. If it was something where maybe it had this gap up and move up and the volume was like right here, this would have been just fine. And I think the setup that I tried would have more likely have worked out because it would have meant that there weren't so many sellers who bought on this day that are now selling all their stock, and it's not going to let this one move as much as I would have liked it to. I did trade it twice, and they were slightly different setups. The first one was a buy at 951, which was right here. I did buy it because it was downtrending for a while, and then I got to a point around 951 that it was looking like it was going to break this downtrending trend line and actually make a move above VWAP. It didn't work out. I did buy at 208 and a half, which was right here. It was looking like it was trying to do it, and I think I could have avoided this first trade completely because there are a lot of stocks that are up on its first green day and it just sells off the entire day or it doesn't do anything nice, especially again with this one having a previous run up day with more volume. I think I could have waited for it to have actually have broken VWAP, which would have been a really potentially solid sign that it could try to make a move towards the upside because it breaks the downtrending trend line that I have drawn here because I actually use this platform to look at stocks, and I don't really use Thinkorswim for looking at stocks. And yeah, it could have broken the line, it could have broken above VWAP, and then that could have been maybe more convincing. Instead, it just looked like it was going to, and I did sell half of my position 2 minutes later at 9:53 when it wasn't doing it right when I wanted it to, and it was looking kind of sketchy and off with the price action. And then I did sell the rest at 9:57 once it was breaking this level where it was trying to get above VWAP. But I've seen this happen a lot where a lot of volume comes in. It looks really nice for, like the first half of the minute, and then the other half it just sells off. And it didn't break this level right here, but it did get pretty down, and I did sell at 201 because I didn't like that price action, and it still held itself together, but it did sell off some more right here. I did buy again at 1051, which was later, and this was like an inverse head and shoulders, the shoulder, the head, the shoulder, and it was also like the kind of thing where at this point it has in theory broken this downtrending trend line that I had, which was roughly something like this. 1051 again being right here where it was trying to break past it, sold off, and then it broke past it here, and then it sold off, but it didn't get back under this level. It was trying to hang around, and I thought this was like an inverse head and shoulders, the shoulder, the head, and then the shoulder here, and it could try to make a move towards VWAP, especially if it's getting around that 10 to 11 a.m. time period where a lot of them that are down or downtrending can try to reverse and make a move then. And I did have a stop at 195, which was essentially if it were to have broken this little shoulder right here and then some. But then I moved it to 196 and I did get executed at 1055, which was right here when I placed the order, but I didn't actually get out of my position until it was 1105, which was right here. And I did get out at 196, so that was a tiny loss right there. Yeah, less than 1.5%. And the other one was a little worse, but it could have worked out. None of these played out, but it could have. And it did eventually turn around later. This was the last trade that I took right here. Yeah, it did continue to sell off once it did break this level of 194, which was like the shoulder in theory for the inverse head and shoulders. Sure, it turned around later, but that wasn't really nice anymore. It wasn't the thing I wanted it to be. And that's pretty much it. I am still considering doing longer term setups because it seems like that's the way you make the most money in the stock market, not trading things in and out in 10 minutes or, maybe an hour. It just seems to be stuff that takes more than that that can be really profitable. That's all I got for today.